Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Krishna Chaitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jaya Pataka Swami Maharaj on January 26, 2021 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Pangulang Gayategaram Yachivadavan Mande Sri Gurum Nilataridam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishram Harihi Om Tat Sat.
Today's chapter is titled Krishna Tattva Part 2.
This is the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book.
This is the compilation of the Sri Krishna Chaitanya book.
রাইকে রাধা কৃষ্ণ তত্ত্ব কীর্তন করিতে অনুরাধে সন্ন্যাসী বলিয়া মোরে না করিহ বঞ্চন কৃষ্ণ রাধা তত্ত্ব কহি পূর্ণ কর মন.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, "Please do not try to cheat me, thinking of me as a learned sannyasi. Please satisfy my mind by just describing the truth of Radha and Krishna."
I Chaitanya wanted to hear from Ramananda Rai more about Radha and Krishna.
Lord Chaitanya wanted to hear from Ramananda Rai more about Radha and Krishna.
প্রভুর মায়ায় মহা সুরিগণ মুগ্ধ, কিন্তু বাস্তব তত্ত্ববিদ রামানন্দ ধীর স্থির। যদ্যপি রায় প্রেমী মহাভাগবতে তার মন কৃষ্ণ মায়া নারে আচ্ছাদিতে.
Sri Ramananda Raya was a great devotee of the Lord and a lover of God. And although his mind could not be covered by Krishna's illusory energy,
প্রভুর ইচ্ছাশক্তি চালিত সেবকের চলন মায়া দাস্য নহে, উহা প্রভুর ইচ্ছাশক্তির প্রভুত্ব ও রায়ের বশ্যত্ব যাপক। তথাপি প্রভুর ইচ্ছা পরম প্রবল, জানিলেহ রায়ের মন হইল টলমল.
and although he could understand the mind of the Lord, which was very strong and intense, Ramananda's mind became a little agitated. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The perfect devotee always acts according to the desires of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But a materialistic man is carried away by the waves of the material energy. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said, Maya re base, jache bese, khacha habudubu bhai. A person under the grip of the material energy is carried away by the waves of that illusory energy. In other words, a person in the material world is a servant of Maya. However, a person in the spiritual energy is a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although Ramananda Raya knew that nothing was known to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he nonetheless, although Ramananda Raya knew that nothing was unknown to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he nonetheless began to speak further on the subject because the Lord desired it.
Although Ramananda Rai knew that Lord Chaitanya knew everything,
Although Ramananda Rai knew that Lord Chaitanya knew everything,
he continued to speak because the Lord requested it.
he continued to speak because Lord requested it.
রায় কহে আমি নর তুমি সূত্রধর, যেই মতো নাচাও সেই মতো চাহি নাচিবার.
Sri Ramananda Rai said, I'm just a dancing puppet, and you pull the strings. Whichever way you make me dance, I will dance.
So Prabhupada said a similar thing
Sri Prabhupada said a similar thing
when he was just in the sight of the port in Boston.
when he was just at the site of the port of Boston.
মোর জিহ্বা বিনা যন্ত্র তুমি বিনাধারী তোমার মনে যেই ওঠে তাহাই উচ্চারি
My dear Lord, my tongue is just like a stringed instrument, and you are its player. Therefore, I simply vibrate whatever arises in your mind.
কৃষ্ণ তত্ত্ব বর্ণারম্ভ কৃষ্ণের স্বরূপ পরিচয় পরম ঈশ্বর কৃষ্ণ স্বয়ং ভগবান সর্ব অবতারী সর্বকারণ প্রধান
Ramananda Rai then began to speak on Krishna Tattva. Krishna's Supreme Personality Godhead, he said, he is personally the original Godhead, the source of all incarnations, and the cause of all causes.
This is also mentioned in the Brahma Samhita.
It is also mentioned in the Brahma Samhita.
Ishvara Brahma Krishna,
Isha Parama Krishna,
Satchidananda Vigraha,
Satchid Ananda Vigraha,
Anadi Adi Govinda,
Nadi Adi Govindam,
Sarvakarna Karanam.
Sarvakarana Karanam.
অনন্ত বৈকুণ্ঠ আর অনন্ত অবতার অনন্ত ব্রহ্মাণ্ড ইহা সবার আধার
There are innumerable Vaikuntha planets as well as innumerable incarnations. In the material world also, there are innumerable universes, and Krishna is a supreme resting place for all of them.
So, the greatest Krishna is the absolute truth,
So Krishna is absolute truth,
much greater than the concept of a creator,
much greater than the concept of creator,
much greater than the concept of a God.
much greater than the concept of a God.
He is the absolute truth,
He's the absolute truth,
cause of all causes.
cause of all causes.
সচিদানন্দ তনু গজেন্দ্র নন্দন সর্ব ঐশ্বর্য সর্ব শক্তি সর্বরস পূর্ণ
The transcendent body of Sri Krishna is eternal and full of bliss and knowledge. He is the son of Nanda Maharaj. He is full of all opulences and potencies, as well as all spiritual mellows.
ব্রহ্ম সংহিতা
Some people think that Krishna is a material person.
Some people think that Krishna is a material person.
He has assumed a material body,
He has assumed a material body,
but he is always transcendental.
but he is always transcendental.
That should be understood.
That should be understood.
ব্রহ্ম সংহিতা 5:1 ঈশ্বর পরমা কৃষ্ণ সচিদানন্দ বিগ্রহ অনাদির আদি গোবিন্দ সর্বকারণ কারণম
Krishna, who is known as Govinda, is the supreme controller. He has an eternal, blissful spiritual body. He is the origin of all. He has no other origin, for he is the prime cause of all causes. This verse is in Brahma Samhita 5.1.
ব্রজে নিত্য সেবিত মদন মোহন বিগ্রহ বৃন্দাবনে অপ্রাকৃত নবীন মদন কাম গায়ত্রী কাম বীজে যার উপাসন
In the spiritual realm of Vrindavan, Krishna is a spiritual, ever-fresh Cupid. He is worshipped by the chanting of the Kama Gayatri mantra with the spiritual seed, Klim. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The spiritual realm of Vrindavan is always spiritual. The goddess of fortune and the gopis are always present there. They are Krishna's beloveds, and all of them are as spiritual as Krishna. In Vrindavan, Krishna is the supreme person and is husband of all the gopis and the goddesses of fortune. The trees in Vrindavan are wish-fulfilling trees. The land is made of touchstone and the water is nectar. Words are musical vibrations and all movements are dancing. The flute is the Lord's constant companion. The planet Golaka Vrindavan is self-luminous like the sun and is full of spiritual bliss. The perfection of life lies in tasting that spiritual existence. Therefore, everyone should cultivate its knowledge. In Vrindavan, spiritual cows are always supplying spiritual milk. Not a single moment is wasted there. In other words, there is no past, present, or future. Not a single particle of time is wasted. Within this material universe, the devotees worship the transcendental abode as Goloka Vrindavan. Lord Brahma himself said, quote, "Let me worship the spiritual land where Krishna is present," unquote. This transcendental Vrindavan is not appreciated by those who are not devotees or self realized souls because this Vrindavan Dhama is all spiritual. The pastimes of Lord there are also spiritual, none are material. According to a prayer by Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Prarthana 1, Ar Kabe Nitai Chandra, Karuna Karibe, Samsara Vasana Mora, Kabe Tucha Highway. When will Lord Nityananda have mercy upon me so that I can realize the uselessness of material pleasure?
In the material world,
if one is sexually inclined and enjoys sex life, he enjoys something temporary. His enjoyment vanishes after a few minutes. However, in the spiritual world, the same enjoyment may be there, but it never vanishes. It is continuously enjoyed. In the spiritual world, such sex pleasure appears to the enjoyer to be more and more relishable with each new feature. In the material world, however, sex enjoyment becomes distasteful after a few minutes only, and it is never permanent. Because Krishna appears very much sexually inclined, he is called the new Cupid in the spiritual world. There is no material inability in such desire. However, Gayantam Trayate Yasmad Gayatri Tvam Tata Smrita. One who chants the Gayatri mantra is gradually delivered from the material clutches. The Kama Gayatri mantra is just like a Vedic hymn, but it is the Supreme Personality of God Himself. There is no difference between the Kama Gayatri and Krishna. Both are composed of 24 and a half transcendental syllables. The mantra depicted in the latter is also Krishna, and the mantra rises just like the moon. Due to this, there is a perverted reflection of desire in human society and among all kinds of living entities. Then, Gayatri, mother of the Vedas, having been manifested by the divine sound of Sri Krishna's flute, entered the lotus mouth of Brahma, the self-born, through his 8 ear holes. Thus, the lotus-born Brahma received the Gayatri mantra, which had sprung from the song of Sri Krishna's flute. In this way, he attained twice-born status, having been initiated by the supreme primal preceptor Godhead himself. Enlightened by the recollection of the Gayatri, which embodies the 3 Vedas, Brahma became acquainted with the expanse of the ocean of truth. Then he worshipped Sri Krishna, the essence of all the Vedas, with a hymn. The vibration of Krishna's flute is the origin of the Vedic hymns. Lord Brahma, who is seated on a lotus flower, heard the sound vibration of Krishna's flute and was thereby initiated by the Gayatri mantra.
The Gayatri mantra originates from Lord Krishna's flute.
Gayatri mantra originates from Lord Krishna's flute.
And Lord Brahma, he received the initiation from Lord Krishna's flute.
And Lord Brahma received initiation from Lord Krishna's flute.
Like that we receive the initiation as a mantra descends from Brahma down to the present day.
We received the mantra at the initiation is said to be coming from Brahma down to current day.
Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya.
We are Brahma, Madhava, Gaudiya Sampradaya.
কৃষ্ণ মাধুর্যের আকর্ষণ শক্তি পুরুষ যশিত কিবা স্থবর জঙ্গম সর্বচিত্তাকর্ষক সাক্ষাৎ মন্মথ মদন.
The very name Krishna means that he attracts even Cupid. He is therefore attractive to everyone, male and female, moving and inert living entities. Indeed, Krishna is known as a self-attractive one.
All attractive.
Is all attractive one.
Yes.
But Sri Prabhupada, just as there are many orbs in the material world called stars or planets, in the spiritual world there are many spiritual planets called Vaikuntha Lokas. The spiritual universe, however, is situated far, far away from the cluster of material universes. Material scientists cannot even estimate the number of planets and stars within this universe. They are also incapable of traveling to other stars by spaceship. according to Bhagavad Gita. Yet, there is another unmanifested nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all in this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Thus, there is another nature which is superior to material nature. The word bhava or sabhava refers to nature. The spiritual nature is eternal, and even when all the material universes are destroyed, the planets in the spiritual world abide. They remain exactly as the spirit soul remains even after the annihilation of the material body. That spiritual world is called aprakrita, anti-material world. In this transcendental spiritual world or universe, the highest planetary system is known as Goloka Vrindavan. That is the abode of Lord Krishna himself, who is also spiritual. Krishna is known there as Aprakrita Madana. The name Madana refers to Cupid, but Krishna is a spiritual Madana. His body is not material like the body of Cupid in this material universe. Krishna's body is all spiritual, Satchit Ananda Vigraha. Therefore, he is called Aprakrita Madana. He is also known as Manmatha Madana, which means that he is attractive even to Cupid. There is no material contamination in his body, and one should not consider his body a lump of flesh and bones. The Mayavadi philosophers conceive of Krishna's body as material, and this is an abominable, grossly materialistic conception. Just as Krishna is completely spiritual, the gopis are also spiritual, and this is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita 537. I worship Govinda, the prime evil lord. He resides in his own realm, Goloka, with Radha, who resembles his own spiritual figure and who embodies the ecstatic potency, Haladini. Their companions are her confidants, who embody extensions of her bodily form and who are imbued and permeated with ever blissful spiritual rasa. The gopis are also of the same spiritual quality, Nij Rupataya, because they are expansions of Krishna's pleasure potency. Neither Krishna nor the gopis have anything to do with lumps of matter or the material conception. In the material world, the living entity is encaged within a material body, and due to ignorance, he thinks that he is the body. Therefore, here the enjoyment of lusty desires between male and female is all material. One cannot compare the lusty desires of a materialistic man to the transcendental lusty desires of Krishna. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the lusty desires of the gopis is compared to gold. The lusty desires of a materialistic man, on the other hand, are compared to iron. At no stage can iron and gold be equal. The living entities, moving and non-moving, are part and parcel of Krishna. Therefore, they originally have the same kind of lusty desire as his. But when this lusty desire is expressed through matter, it is abominable. When the living entity is spiritually advanced and liberated from material bondage, he can understand Krishna in truth. When one can understand Krishna as he is, Tattvata, one actually lives in the spiritual world, although apparently living within the material body. This technical science can be understood when one is actually spiritually advanced. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur considers the Brahma Bhuta stage in two divisions, Sarupagata and Vastugata. One who has understood Krishna in truth but is still maintaining some material connection is known to be situated in his Sarupa, his original consciousness. When that original consciousness is completely spiritual, it is called Krishna consciousness. One who lives in such consciousness is actually living in Vrindavan. He may live anywhere. Material location does not matter. When by the grace of Krishna one thus advances, he becomes completely uncontaminated. by this material body and mind, and at that time factually lives in Vrindavan. That state is called Vastugata. One should execute his spiritual activities in the Sarupagata stage of consciousness. He should also chant spiritual mantras as Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya and Chinmayi Gayatri, Kalim Krishnaya Govindai Gopi. One should be initiated by a bona fide spiritual master and worship Krishna with these transcendental mantras. A person who is properly purified and initiated by a spiritual master worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna by chanting this mantra, the Kama Gayatri, with the Kama Bija.
Since
Since every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna, Krishna is naturally attractive. Due to the material covering, one's attraction for Krishna is checked. One is not usually attracted by Krishna in the material world. But as soon as one is liberated from material conditioning, he is naturally attracted. Therefore, it is said in this verse, Sarva Chit Akarshaka. Everyone is naturally attracted by Krishna. This attraction is within everyone's heart. And when the heart is cleansed, that attraction is manifested.
so as long as we're in the material consciousness,
So as long as we are in this material consciousness,
we cannot fully realize Krishna.
we cannot fully realize Krishna.
Many people like to see Krishna,
Many people like to see Krishna,
but the process that one should be purified,
but the process is that one should be purified.
and then naturally they'll feel attraction for Krishna,
And then naturally they will feel attraction for Krishna,
and Krishna will reveal himself to them.
and the Krishna will reveal himself to them.
শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবত 10:32 তাসামা বীর ভূচ্ছৌরী সন্মায়া মানমুখম ভুজ পীতাম্বর ধরস্রোপি সাক্ষাৎ মন্মথ মন্মথা.
When Krishna left the Rasaliya dance, the gopis became very morose. And when they were grieving, Krishna reappeared dressed in yellow garments. Wearing a flower garland and smiling, he was attractive even to Cupid. In this way, Krishna appeared among the gopis. Purport by Prabhupada. This verse is in Bhagavatam 10:30-2.
নানা ভক্তে রসামৃত নানাবিধ হয় সেই সব রসামৃতের বিষয়াশ্রয়.
Each and every devotee has a certain type of transcendental mellow in relation to Krishna. But in all transcendental relationships, the devotee is the worshipper, Ashraya, and Krishna is the object of worship, Vishaya.
So in the spiritual world,
So in the spiritual world,
devotee worships Lord Krishna.
devotee worships Lord Krishna.
He is the object of all worship.
He is the object of all worship.
He is naturally the object of one's love.
He is naturally the object of one's love.
বাস্য ভনবী দ্বৈতের জয় ভক্তি রসামৃত সিন্ধু অখিল রসামৃত মূর্তি প্রসীমর রুচিরুদ্ধ তারকা পালি কলিত শ্যামা ললিত রাধা প্রণয় বিধুর জয়তী.
Let Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, be glorified. By virtue of his expanding, attractive features, he subjugated the gopis named Taraka and Pali and absorbed the minds of Shama and Lalita. He is the most attractive lover of Srimati Radharani and is a reservoir of pleasure for devotees in all transcendental mellows. Purport by Prabhupada. Everyone has a particular transcendental mellow by which he loves and serves Krishna. Krishna is the most attractive feature for every kind of devotee. He is therefore called Akila Rasamrita Murti, the transcendental form of attraction for all kinds of devotees, whether the devotee be in Shantaras, Dasaras, Sakhiras, Vatsalyaras, or Madhuryaras. This is opening words of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Sri Rupa Goswami.
Everyone has a personal relationship with Lord Krishna.
Everyone has a personal relationship with Lord Krishna.
And they worship Krishna in that relationship.
They worship Krishna in that relationship.
কৃষ্ণ মাধুর্যে স্বয়ং কৃষ্ণই মুগ্ধ শৃঙ্গার রসরাজময় মূর্তিধর অতএব আত্মপর্যন্ত সর্বচিত্তহর
Krishna is all attractive for devotees in all mellows because he is a personification of the conjugal mellow. Krishna is attractive not only to all the devotees but to himself as well.
And when Krishna would see his reflection in the water, he would also become attracted.
When Krishna would see the reflection of himself in water, he would himself get attracted.
He's all attractive
He's all attractive
for everyone,
including himself.
including himself.
ব্রজ সুন্দরীগণের সহিত নিত্য বিলাসী কৃষ্ণ শ্রী গীত গোবিন্দ একের একের এক বিশ্বে সমনুরঞ্জেন জনায়ানন্দ মিন্দিবর শ্রেণীর শ্যামল লোক কামলই রূপানয়নঙ্গরণঙ্গত সবম স্বচ্ছন্দং বজ সুন্দরীভি রিভিত প্রতাঙ্গমালিঙ্গিত সিঙ্গার সখী মূর্তিমানিব মধোমুগ্ধ হরি ক্রিয়ারতি
My dear friends, just see how Sri Krishna is enjoying the season of spring. With the gopis embracing each of his limbs, he is like amorous love personified. With his transcendental pastimes, he enlivens all the gopis and the entire creation. With his soft bluish black arms and legs, which resemble little lotus flowers, he has created a festival for Cupid. This is a verse from Gita Govinda 1.11.
কৃষ্ণ রূপ মাধুর্য নারায়ণের এবং লক্ষ্মীরও আকর্ষক লক্ষ্মীকান্তাদি অবতারেরও হরে মন লক্ষ্মী আদি নারীগণের করে আকর্ষণ
He also attracts Narayan, who is the incarnation of Sankarshan and the husband of the goddess of fortune. He attracts not only Narayan but also all women headed by the goddess of fortune, the consort of Narayan.
Narayan is an expansion of Krishna,
Narayan is an expansion of Krishna,
and goddess of fortune are sons of Radharani.
and goddess of fortune is an expansion of Srimati Radharani.
But Narayan is also attracted by Krishna,
But Narayan is also attracted by Krishna,
and Lakshmi is also attracted by Krishna.
and Lakshmi also is attracted by Krishna.
শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবত 10:89-58 দ্বিজাত্মজা মে যুবয়াদিদৃক্ষুনা ময়োপনীতা ভুবি ধর্মগুপ্তায়ে কালাবতীর্ণা বনিভরাসুরান হত্যেহ ভূয়স্তরয়েতমন্তিমে
Addressing Krishna and Arjuna, Lord Mahavishnu, the Mahapurusha, said, I wanted to see both of you, and therefore I have brought the sons of the Brahmana here. Both of you have appeared in the material world to re-establish religious principles, and you have both appeared here with all your potencies. After killing all the demons, please quickly return to the spiritual world. Purport: this is a quotation from Bhagavatam 10:89-58. Concerning Krishna's endeavor to take Arjuna beyond the material universe, when Arjuna was searching for the sons of a Brahmana, Lord Mahavishnu, who is situated beyond this material world, was also attracted by the bodily features of Krishna. Mahavishnu had actually stolen the sons of Brahmana in Dwarka, so that Krishna and Arjuna would come visit him. This verse is quoted to show that Krishna is so attractive that he attracts Mahavishnu.
Since Mahavishnu is the source of all the unlimited millions of universes,
Since Mahavishnu is the source of all the unlimited material universes,
so in order to reach him, Krishna had to leave this material universe.
so in order to reach him, Krishna had to leave this material universe.
So that way Arjuna had a vision of the causal ocean and Mahavishnu.
So that way, Arjuna had to visit all the causal oceans in order to visit Mahavishnu.
শ্রীমদ্ ভাগবত দশম স্কন্ধে 16:36।
O Lord, we do not know how the serpent Kaliya attained such an opportunity to be touched by the dust of your lotus feet. For this end, the goddess of fortune performed austerities for centuries, giving up all other desires and observing austere vows. Indeed, we do not know how this serpent Kaliya got such an opportunity. Purport: this verse from Bhagavatam 10:16-36 was spoken by the wives of the Kaliya serpent.
নিজ মাধুর্যে নিজেই মুগ্ধ, আপন মাধুর্যে হরে আপনার মন, আপনা আপনি চাহে করিতে আলিঙ্গন।
Lord Krishna's sweetness is so attractive that it steals away his own mind. Thus, even he wants to embrace himself.
রাধিকার নাই নিজ মাধুর্যের ভোগ করিতে নিজেই ব্যগ্রতা। ছিল ললিত মাধব 8:34।
Upon seeing his own reflection in a bejeweled pillar of his Dwarka palace, Krishna desired to embrace it, saying, "Alas, I have never seen such a person before. Who is he? Just by seeing him, I have become eager to embrace him, exactly like Srimati Radharani." Purport: this verse from Rupa Goswami's Lalita Madhava 8:34.
Krishna is all attractive,
So Krishna is all attractive,
and he is also attracted to himself.
that he also is attracted to himself.
So, like that, by chanting the holy name of Krishna,
So like that, by chanting the holy name of Lord Krishna,
getting purified,
getting purified,
we can naturally awaken our natural attraction for Krishna.
we can awaken our natural affection for Lord Krishna. Thus ends the chapter entitled Krishna Tattva, Part 2.
So, Lord Chaitanya told Ramananda Raya,
So Lord Chaitanya told Ramananda Raya,
Yoga Prakivanasi, Sudhakirinai, Hey Krishna Tattva Veta, Say Guru Hai.
কিভাবে প্রজ্ঞাবানাসী শূদ্র জ্ঞানে নয়, যেই কৃষ্ণ তত্ত্ববেত্তা সেই গুরু হয়।
A Brahman, a sannyasi, why not a Sudra?
if one is a Brahmana or a sannyasi or a Shudra,
Whoever knows the science of Lord Krishna,
one who knows the science of Lord Krishna,
that person is a guru.
that person is a guru.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.